Urban Politicians TV, Big Ant. I got
Shit
you
show.
up in here, man.
Shit show. I ain't in Dallas, man. Ain't fucking around.
Houston to the D, you already know, man.
Yeah, know how we rock.
Damn, when did you start your channel, bro? Cause it's like, okay, you done had hella growth. I've been tuning into you not that long. I've been tuning into you probably like 5-6 months. You know what I'm saying? But when did you actually start your shit?
Okay, the motherfucking channel got started in towards the end of 2017, as far as like creating the Urban Politicians channel.
Yeah.
But a nigga wasn't uploading to that motherfucker. A nigga was just like, a nigga had a podcast. This shit really started out as a podcast.
Yeah.
Urban Politicians TV podcast.
Okay.
But a nigga wanted to have a whole YouTube platform and media platform with it from the jump.
Yeah.
But the podcast was just gonna be the startup of it.
Yeah, okay.
So the goal when the nigga first came together was to like do a whole just like media shit. So that's why I put the TV on the end of that bitch from the jump. So that was like September, man, right when Hurricane Harvey hit Houston.
Damn.
I came up with the idea through for the podcast, the Urban Politician shit, through I was watching Joe Budden shit every day. I was hooked on Joe Budden podcast.
Man.
Of course I was watching No Jumper. I had already been listening to Rap Radar audio before they got visual.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to Joe Budden podcast, man, before that nigga, I even knew it was a podcast. I didn't even know what it was, but niggas would break down clips from the podcast because they didn't have, I don't think they really had visual like that at first.
Yeah.
So I would just see it on the YouTube shit where they'll say Joe Budden says such and such. And this was like the time he had started beefing with Drake a little bit and other little topics. Niggas would just take clips of his shit and upload it to YouTube. So I was just tapping into that shit. And man, I ended up realizing, okay, this is what a podcast is, and I had been watching Tech Stone shit a little bit.
Man,
well, listening to it, I would listen to his shit. Then I started seeing Drake Champ shit, so then there was No Jumper. I'm like, man, I gotta fuck with this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just watching them all, listening to them all, and then next thing I know, my cousin at the crib one day, and I was putting him on that Joe Budden episode when they was making fun of Milan Michelle.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this shit hilarious, dog. And my cousin was like, man, you ought to do this shit, nigga. Like, you be always talking about rap, nigga. We can do some shit like this. And I was like, man, let's get it, nigga. I said, what you think we got to do? He's like, man, all you need is a computer and a mic. Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. So I had talked to one of my partners about it. And we was talking about, man, yeah, bro, all them niggas be doing is politicking. They just politicking on that bitch. Like, that's all niggas is doing. They ain't doing too much. So, nigga, we ended up going and I said, well, niggas politicking. But see, I was like, well, we got to call this whole politicking because that's all we doing. Yeah. You know, and I looked up the definition of politicians and it was like, hey, niggas is expressing their beliefs. But I was like, man, I got to have some type of little hood feel to it. Yeah. I don't want the hoe to be proper, but I don't want it to be too ratchet. Exactly. So I was going to go with politicking, but I ain't want to put CK because I was like, man, I got a lot of Crip partners. Yeah. And I was like, man, I don't want my Crip partners to feel like, ah, man, what's a, you know, even though I know them niggas don't give a fuck, it's just self-conscious. It's just self-conscious. Like, I don't want my Crip partners to feel like I'm CK and them. And then I don't want to put CC on that hoe because then my blood partners gonna be like, hey, you in favor with the Crips? Which, trust me, they don't look at me like that at all. But that's just my self-conscious shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up around all these niggas and I know what they claim and da-da-da, which they don't look at me like that anyways. But I was like, well, fuck it, I gotta call it politicians. So I was like, I gotta have something on it for letting know I'm represent for the streets and the people. And I was like, but I don't want it to be too ratchet to not be able to brand. Yeah. And I was like, what's a word that black people, white people look at and they know it got something to do with hip hop culture? And that's when I came with urban. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck it, urban politician, we rolling.
Yeah, cause that shit pretty much staying consistent. Like, it's coming as a brand now. You know what I'm saying? You feel it now. And then as far as like, so when you said you started with the podcast, it was just audio at first, no video?
Yeah, so that's how I started the YouTube channel, because I knew I wanted to have a YouTube with this shit. And it was me, my partners, and me, my partner, and two of my cousins. So I was like, I just started saying, fuck it. I was taking my cell phone and we went to Sam Ash, and I bought all this little shit, nigga. It was like 3 niggas sharing one mic, cause we ain't know shit.
Yeah.
We was sharing one mic on the episode. It was all fucked up, but we got that bitch out, and I was anxious. I was like, nigga, as long as this hoe get out. So I was like, man, I'm finna do behind the scenes on my cell phone and upload it to the channel. So that's why the channel had started 2017.
Yeah.
So then every episode we do, I try to get some behind the scenes shit, record on the cell phone, and upload it to the YouTube. So we was rocking like that, man. And then eventually, nigga, we ended up, you know, going into the next year. We got it, sounded good on the real. We had it on some shit at first. We couldn't get it on Apple right away.
Yeah.
So then we ended up being able to get it on the podcast on Apple and like SoundCloud and shit. So then about episode 12, we got the audio right, because our audio was fucked up.
Yeah.
So we did like 40 episodes on that bitch. But I always wanted to go hit the streets and do interviews. I came up watching, you know, I was always watching Alex Alonzo with Street Gangs.
Yeah.
I always watched Vlad. I was a big ass Smack DVD nigga and Hood or if you had a DVD back in the day, Gutter TV, everything, Beast, and them hoes, that was just like 3. But I used to, nigga, I had partners who was like trapping in high school and shit. So them niggas had apartments like in high school or fresh out that hoe.
Yeah.
And you know, niggas ain't had cable, so niggas was in that bitch watching DVDs all day from the corner store. And we'll swap the DVDs out. The DVD man used to pull up to my nigga crib, cause he know he finna get off all them hoes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what we was on. So they doing, you know, you gotta think how Smack was a genius, man. The nigga was doing interviews, vlogs, and shooting music videos, and hosting freestyle battles on one DVD.
Man,
that's one platform, you know what I'm saying?
So what do you think your main thing is? Cause you do so much, and then some of the shit you mentioned earlier about starting with your cousins and shit, that's one thing I wanted to know, because nigga, you do a lot of shit. So I was like, this nigga either don't sleep or he got a team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't sleep.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't sleep. I ain't got no team, cause like my niggas and my family that was with me, this ain't their passion, it's mine.
Exactly.
So they wasn't on it like me. Like I'm the nigga like, hey nigga, we need to meet up every Saturday and get to work, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck all this bullshit, we need to be on time. If something going on, nigga, we need to have content coming consistently.
Yeah.
So nigga, I'm like that. Like I get up every day and let's go get it. Let's find something to do, nigga. We gotta work every day. Like, nigga, I'm trying to be like Mayweather and Kobe and LeBron.
Yeah.
And I'm Mixtape Lil Wayne, nigga, 3, you know, when he was going to the studio 8 hours a day.
That's funny you said that, because I was gonna use that comparison for you. Like, I do feel like right now you like Wayne or 2 Chainz when he had that 65 feature season.
Nigga, I'm Wayne.
You going stupid, bro.
I'm Wayne. I use the way they grinded to get what they had and implement it to my grind. How you gonna be great at something when you don't do it every day?
Yeah.
You gotta treat your passion more than just a hobby. So I'm like, if I wanna be a content creator and fuck with this rap shit, I gotta fuck with it every day.